play tank, you get to play Hilda, and that is going to be that. The draft is up right now with YBG Game currently on the blue side against Team Liquid ID on the red side. Kalia, first pick lock-in.
Okay.
No Freya.
No
Freya.
They're not gonna let it go, man. SDL, we thought maybe SDL will be the guy to say, all right, let's let Freya go, man. Let's try it out. No, they have respect, you know, against YBG Game. They can shock a lot of people here, and Liquid ID, they have dropped the game already, so they would want to get full points for all their matches left. Juicin and the Hilda. There you go. Hilda for Aran instantly. First phase pick.
65% win rate, which is actually shockingly high for a Hilda who's very early game oriented and, you know, likes to punish assassins. But we see that the Jushin is the go-to answer for TLID when it comes down to Kalia. Now Harith is going to get locked in for YBG Game. I want to see whether Team Liquid is going to be a little respectful for their very last pick. Is it going to be that gold laner now, or are they going to be like, hey, Aaron Shiki, you can't play anything, you should be able to get away with it?
I don't know. With Aaron Shiki, his performance has been a little shaky, you know? I think they should be prioritizing the Granger up front. Granted, he does have a lot more heroes in his, kit. He has the carry, he has the Moskov and the Iritel, rather, but I don't know. First phase, I think the Granger should go here, but yes, Aurora is not a hero that we see too often, but I guess against the Hilda, maybe it's a lot safer?
I'm thinking whether or not whether the Aurora can poke out the Jushin in lane. It's like ever so slightly longer, like just the edge of it, right? Because of the AoE.
Yeah, even before the patch after the nerf on Juicin, we have seen RQ actually utilize the Aurora to be an answer up against the Juicin. But on top of that, it's also the combo together with Kalea, right? It's basically like a Cho-Aurora combination, this time just with Kalea. But yeah, the Granger does get picked up here in the first phase. Another hero in the gold lane who has crazy range, amazing survivability, and an ability, and also, you know, the chance, or the flexibility rather, to go for Purify and Flicker. So again, all the answers for Liquid.
And the answers are looking very, very good. Red side ban going to be
4 jungle
focus.
bans.
Yeah, 4 jungle bans.
Another Ling?
Wait, did Joy get banned? Yeah, Joy already got banned out. Blue gets banned out alongside the Phobius. Now targeting the EXP side. YBG, they've already gotten rid of the Hayabusa yet, and both sides haven't locked in their jungler. So I'm feeling like a Lucas. I'm sniffing out maybe a Lucas might sneak through.
Ling
even? It makes sense. It makes sense. It's TLID.
Yeah. I think YBG Game should ban out the Ling. We have only seen oh, they ban out Lucas. All right. So they ban out the Lucas. The Ling should be the obvious choice. They might pick it up later on. May go for a roamer first. No. They go for the Ling. So what are the other junglers up for grabs?
Yeah, what is Lucas gonna play?
Not Lucas, clearly. Alpha?
Oh, you're right. It's Alpha alongside Yu Zhong. We haven't seen Yu Zhong in a very long time.
This is a pretty popular pick in China, though. We have seen a lot of Yu Zhongs there. But I don't think not against the Granger, right? I mean, up against the heroes that can't bring Purify, you'll do great. Brody's, Beatrix's as well. But the Granger, Juice... Maybe the Ling, you can catch him with the Petrify, I guess.
I mean, I suppose so, but somebody's got to be able to break those Petrifies earlier on. It's pretty hard to get into... I mean, yes, you have the Black Dragon form to get into that backline, but then after that, it's sort of like you miss your combo, you're dead in the water here. So let's see how YBG is going to play that out, because Team Liquid ID, they've got their final pick.
But maybe it's like an overwhelming amount of tools that they can utilize to kind of trigger the Purify, right? Because one of the main things that counters the Kalea in the roaming position is the Purify. So obviously we're going to see hopefully Granger go on to Purify, Jushin on Purify, but if there's a lot more tools that they can utilize, maybe they can play around that and the timings.
And now the fulfilled requirements for the side of TLID. If they want to skirmish, they can absolutely do so, but map control and information is going to be the name of the game for TLID. I don't think they have many ways to punish it unless YBG decide, hey, Kalia, just grab the first person you see. Let's burst them down as we start heading into this game number 1 of our final series of today. YBG Game versus Team Liquid ID. Mirko Eterna, it's your time.
All right, thank you so much, Gideon. Let's get into it right now. Ladies and gentlemen, our final game of the day here at the Snapdragon Pro Series Mobile Masters. And we're going to close it out once again with TLID and YBG Game. Here's the thing, though. What do you think the early game is going to look like, right? Because we have Alpha on one side, but we have Ling on the other. And technically, the Ling should be able, because of the Cho and the lack of the Matilda.
on paper, it should still be a neutral objective win early on for YBG game. But again, yeah, execution plays a big factor into this early game here. The fact that Witty is on a throne as a signature pick, that was the pick that got him Finals MVP in Season 14 Grand Finals. Aran on a Hilda.
Yeah.
This is literally every single member on Liquid ID with comfort picks. And like you mentioned, yeah, the Cho is going to be a good tool to utilize to punish the Alpha, especially without the Mathilda. That's why we usually see Alpha with Mathilda. We need to see Alpha have a backup plan. When he goes in with the Spear of Alpha, you're technically all in. You need a guiding win. If you don't, you're there. You better win a team fight or you're done.
That's what I was wondering, right? And speaking of comfort, we know TLID is a team that goes really far with comfort. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get straight into it, into game number 1. Let's head over to the land of Dawn.
All right, taking a look at it. Nothing too crazy right now. Witty actually going in, almost stealing it away. Oh, Witty! The wise now Witty, the crazy man, takes away the orange. Lucas retreat early, a disadvantage at the start of the game. Aran wants more. Oh, don't tell me he steals it as well. 0 camps for Lucas.
That was a huge win for TLID here in the early portion of the game. One, taking away a lot more XP, so giving Fabian a little bit more, room to wriggle in, especially in the early stage of the game when these two teams will be contesting for the neutral objectives, but also everything else, right? The tempo has been stopped for YBG game, but wait a second.
Oh man. Unicorn just being zoned away by Aran, who can soak in all that damage, is just such a big loss. He's losing out so many waves in the mid lane, getting shoved in by Witty. And even in the bottom lane, you can see just the deny in minions through Yehezkiel shoving it in. This is nasty by Liquid ID, man. They're playing a game that YBG game doesn't even know exists.
But the thing is, we are looking at YBG game having a hold onto the gold lane, right? Earlier on, we saw Shiki really just caught under turret and maybe even denied a few. But, Fish God in no man's land.
First blood. No Petri, no ways to really disengage. Yehezkiel could have gotten the kill, I think, alone. Ares, man, trying to make the most out of it. A full wave going to be denied again. That's level 4 for Aran. Yehezkiel and Fabian's going to get level 5 before Lucas gets level 4. Witty's walking up again, has the Jikundo, will try to go in again. Aran is right there too. Orange buff going to be resetted as well as Turtle will be taken for free. No contest. This might be another steal. Crimson Beacon now knocking him up. Lucas unable to get level 4. Yehezkiel just bullies him. Orange buff taken by Aran.
It's a disaster. 1,900 gold lead already for TLID in the first 2 minutes of the game. And everything else just really can't describe how dominating and how controlling TLID are in this. It's classic TLID, right? Usually we see maybe the Khalid Hilda combination, but the idea is the same, right? They go very aggressive into the enemy jungle, and they do exactly this. Look at the pressure!
No way.
Unicorn barely gets out alive.
Level 4 at 2 minutes, an alpha. We were talking about the early game, going to the alpha, but this is what I was saying, Eterna. The execution for Team Liquid ID, having all these comfort picks, has got to play a big role into how they're able to do this again, taking another camp away. They are starving the man. Tsunami Slam there, should be Aran taken down. Yes, it is, but Witty gets a good trade back with the way the Dragon Flicker combo on Unicorn.
And it's so worth it, right? That's Unicorn for Aran, XP for mid lane right now. And Team Liquid, they know exactly what they're doing. A little bit of a trade, I guess, for YBG game, when it comes down to it. But again, look how aggressive Witty is and how active he is on the map, right? Always constantly giving information. And up until this point, Fabian on his signature Ling has been left untouched, freed him. And now he goes in for a kill.
Oh man, Belexi going in with Zaman Force over to Aaron Shiki, doing a lot of damage. Might be able to get a kill. Aaron Shiki falling down. Flavor Fave taking a kill.
Yeah, he goes in for a kill. He gets another item under his belt as well. Berserker Fury already secured in, so he's looking for a lot more kill pressure in this early start of the game, despite him already having a little bit more of a hold on these neutral objectives. So it's still win-win. You tunnel vision too much on Aaron Shiki, and you forget the monster behind TLID, which is Fabian.
I mean, at this point, everybody, even Arano, killing pressure everywhere. It's on the map. Fabian just goes for the Finch Poise, doesn't even need the Tempest of Blades. YBG game, they're trying their best to just blitz this turtle, but it's not coming in fast enough. Aran brought back. That's going to be Frigid Glacier as well. A pick off over with the turtle taken down. Hesky with the Crimson Beacon coming down, but Fabian can go for this fight. Tempest Ablaze knocking him up. Aaron Shiki picks up the kill, and they're looking for more. No turtle, but Aran is around the purple.
Always just a grueling menace. And even in that previous team fight, they're like, all right, TLIDs, they're okay with letting that go, right? They know that they have a little bit more firepower to work with in this first 5 minutes, and so they're trying to utilize a little bit more in terms of trading. And look at the damage Aran is doing onto Ares as well. What's the next step for YBG game to come back into this? Do they wait for Belexi? One item in, only Starlium.
I guess that's the only way, right? There's no real reason for them to force out fights. At this point, it's damage control. They just gotta farm up, wait for Belexi to get those power spikes like you mentioned. Holy Crystal should be the power spike, and he's actually not doing too bad. Damage leaderboard doesn't say much here for Team YBG game, but we have to take a look at the gold later on. How far behind or actually ahead is he of Aaron Shiki is my question. There you go.
1,000?
No, Aaron Shiki is still comfortably ahead. So yeah, I don't think the Holy Crystal is going to be enough of a power spike for them to turn things around. Bottom lane, Fish got gunned down by Aaron Shiki.
Oh, 1-0 trade already, ladies and gentlemen, for TLID once again. 3,000 gold lead, and again, Fabian with being on the lane, a lot more map control as well, a lot more room to work around with, and he is going to be able to pick up that turret in the top side as well. So it's just another layer that YBG game have to consider.
It's just so tough, so oppressive from Liquid ID. 2-level lead for Fabian on a Ling against an Alpha. And this is really where, you know, you see the weaknesses of Alpha. You don't get to see it too much. You technically already got to see the downside of Alpha with a Mathilda. I forgot which team actually played that. I think it was Falcons Mena? Yeah, Falcons Mena, who played it game number 2. Even with the Mathilda, you're not as strong as you were before. Now without a Mathilda, oh man, no mobility. You go in, you're dead. Especially considering, oh, not even Dragon can fly around. He's gonna get gunned down from the skies, man.
And all the while, Aran is just playing information. He wasn't even in that turtle fight.
Aran.
Neither was Witty.
He was running laps around.
Again, look, he's going around again.
He's going around again on the purple buff, forcing a retribution from Lucas, who's not on the Lucas. He's on an Alpha. His name's Lucas.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he's Lucas, but not Lucas. He's Lucas Alpha.
Lucas, but not Lucas. Anyway, looking at the items, we can see the gold disparity, 1,600 in the gold lane and a whopping 2,000 gold ahead from Fabian, already securing his next item, the Haas Claws, and you can already feel how much he's going to be able to do in these team fights, right? Imagine just getting bursted down or just DPS here in the front. Oh, wait a second, there's the punch going through.
Whoa, he used everything. I think you just see Aran still survives it all. Oh my lord. Belexi punished. One last shot here on Shiki. Trying his best to thread the needle to get that last shot. Won't be able to find it. But that's a win for Liquid ID. 4 ultimates used on Aran, on that Hilda. He just took it.
And it makes sense, right? Imagine being 6,000 gold behind. Your damage profile is not exactly there just yet. In terms of, you know, item, like defense items, it's not there just yet. So the fact that they have to, you know, throw everything just for one member, it's tough. It's challenging. You can see again how TLID are posturing. Again, Weedy being a lot more oppressive as ever, as well as, you know, Aran being the Hilda that he usually is. I think at this point, YBG game are kind of stuck in their own base.
Oh, what? Belexi and Unicorn disappearing out of the map, man, just like that. Oh my goodness, Flavor Fave. Looking for a play. Aaron Shiki. Last shot over to Ares, not able to find it. Team Liquid ID comfortably ahead. And honestly, Eternal, I'm not too sure if it's just an alpha thing. I don't know if it's an alpha thing or if it's a player thing. Because again, every time these teams pick up the alpha, they're always so out of sync with the team. We saw earlier, Tsunami Slam come down, Lucas, Spear of Alpha, the guy away from the Frigid Glacier, and now he gets gunned down again. Aaron Shiki, farming kills, farming players. Unicorn almost getting caught as well. Ares walks up, Zamanforce coming down as well. The Purify's right there. They all get baited in by Aaron Shiki, who's able to kite away to get a triple. Now looking for the Maniac, a Petrify, and a shutdown for Fish God.
He started at what, 3-1-3? But he's now at 6-3. Sure, the shutdown goes in, but those are still stacks over onto the Sky Piercer. 4 members traded for Aaron Nishiki. Worth or not worth? Plus TLID get the Lord.
I think at this point, any trade for Liquid is worth.
It's worth.
Because there's not much capitalization from that shutdown either. If Fish God got it, that's a Yuza who, again, kind of needs to snowball at the start. That window has closed a long time ago.
Yeah, we're already 10 minutes in. We have the Lord marching down in the top side as well. The cavalry really just waking up today. What did they eat for breakfast?
Now you gotta ask Fabian, man. We'll get a chance if they win later on. That's a big if, though. YBG game. Actually, they don't really have the best of clears now that I'm thinking about it. So coming back is going to be a tough, tough battle. And you know, they're actually more snowball-based now that I think about it as well. It's an Alpha, Aurora. Oh, man, this Lord's going to charge in. There's no holy defense to keep the turret alive here. Let's see if they go for the dive. Witty walks up, menacingly, just standing there in their base. Seeing them look for the siege, we'll be able to crack open a base turret with the first Lord. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, they lack the range, so it is a little bit more difficult for them to look for that opening. Technically, you still have Belexi to kind of clear in these lanes, but he has to be a lot more in your face when he does it, right? A lot more vulnerable to the catch potential coming in from TLID, despite the fact that Belexi has the Purify.
Are they going to do it? Are they going to group up and recall together?
No.
Oh, Liquid ID are flexing on YBG game.
Oh. 13-4, 10,000 gold lead. I mean, they're feeling it at this point, right? Inhibitor turret, luckily for the side of YBG game, get taken down in the top side when we get to the next neutral objective take. But the big question is, will we even get to the next Lord Dance? Look at another Inhibitor turret fall.
Tsunami Slam. Oh, able to get Fabian down. That's a shutdown for Belexi. Zamafor's coming down over to Aran. Good defense for YBG game. Able to stay afloat for a bit longer. But it seems Team Liquid want to keep on going. Crimson Peak into the midst of it. Oh, good dodge from Aaron Shiki. Getting away from the stun. And now we'll go for the base turret. A good knock-up over to Ares. 3 base turrets.
Okay, but that is still something, right? Sure, they take... Oh, wait a second. They're still looking for more. Weedy.
Purify out of the way. Dragon Weedy not going to be caught. Flickers out to safety. Lantern Flare coming down. Weedy still able to stay alive. Keeping the immortality.
That's so not fair, right? That is unfair. He was caught so low at that point. Luckily, from the side of YBG game, there was no Sky Piercer. So Team Liquid will still get a hold onto their roamer. But all 3 inhibitor turrets have been taken down, which means TLID have a lot more than they already have to work with. You have the Ling that can constantly split in the far side of the map, and it's just another headache for YBG game to think about. Look at Aran.
I'm looking.
What is he doing there?
He's scheming.
Oh no.
Oh no, Lucas getting zoned away just through the Lantern Flare.
It's giving me Rinse vibes.
Uh-oh, hold up. Fish God wants to go in. Aran jumping to the back again. That's a free Lord over to Fabian now. Is that's going to be Aran just doing so much to distract everyone. Witty gets a kick. Now he walks up forward, dishing out damage, setting up for a double, a triple for the Usurper. Fabian wants to go for more. Diving deep into the base, goes back into the bottom lane, wants to just end this game quick.
10,500 goalie, ladies and gentlemen. Only Lucas and Ares to kind of go in for the defense. Will they be able to do it?
No, they won't. Lucas can only just bear witness to Liquid ID's dominance in game 1. 13 minutes.
13 minutes was all it took, ladies and gentlemen, for TLID to take this best of 3 series 1-0.